Having made a couple videos debunking flat Earth arguments, I thought maybe it was about time I made some positive arguments for the globe. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So this video is about me putting forward some positive evidence for a globe. Now I can't claim these arguments are all entirely original, but they are ones that I don't hear come up so often. And with that, away we go. So first up, Southern Hemisphere travel. But not planes. That's been done to death. No, I'm talking about another mode of transport. I'm talking about ships. There are two shipping routes in particular that I am interested in. One going from Namibia to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and one going from Portugal to New York. They are quite similar distances apart, so when we plot these out onto a flat map, it should reflect this. So let's see. First up, the azimuth equidistant, or AE, map. And using the axiom that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, let's plot out our northern hemisphere journey. And now the south. That doesn't look right, does it? Okay, not to worry. We can still try the Gleason map. And here is our Gleason map. Now again, let's plot out the north. And now the south. Same old problem, I'm afraid. It really doesn't matter what map you use. The results are always going to be the same. And until Flat Earth can produce a map that can accurately reflect the distances on Earth, they really don't have an argument. Next, the moon, or more precisely, looking at the moon. Let's say it's nighttime. Let's say the moon is here. And we have one observer here in Russia, one in Australia, and one in Vietnam, I think. Don't quote me. The point is, all three of our observers should be looking at three different faces of the moon. Except they don't. But let's imagine the moon is see-through, something I have heard flat earthers propose before. Let's say this is what our Russian observer is looking at. Now, the common flat earth argument put forward is that it's like putting a 6 on a ceiling, and from the other side, it looks like a 9. But that doesn't really work, because the moon is a 3D object, and changing position wouldn't change the vertical alignment. On a flat earth, it would look like this to our Australian observer, whereas in reality, it looks like this. And this still explains nothing for our Vietnamese observer. So there you have it, something as simple and basic as looking at the moon cannot be explained on a flat earth. And the final thing I want to say is a more general sort of thing. And that is, what is the point in faking it? Take the moon landing, for example. Now, whether you believe it or not, you would have to concede that there is at least an argument for faking it. There is nothing to be gained from pretending that the Earth is a globe. And if you're going to have a conspiracy, it has to be controllable. But this one, well, it's way out of control. Look at all these different space agencies all over the world, all with thousands of employees, all in on it. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There are millions more, and millions more coming each year. Now we have private companies who will be taking civilians into space. So now private civilians will need to be indoctrinated. And what's it all for? What do we find at the end of the rainbow? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There is no reward for doing this. Maybe they just do it for the giggles. Well, I hope you've enjoyed all of this. If you have any thoughts and comments, please leave them below. And I'll see you again soon. And enjoy this weird and wonderful life.